This program only reflects the personal views of the program host and all the individual contributors.
Good evening, this is Newsline. I am Michael Chigani. Tonight, should you be afraid of this year's regular flu shot because it's been combined with the swine flu shot? Now, I've got two doctors here to tell us about whether we should be afraid of this year's flu shot because, as I said, it's been combined with the swine flu shot. Let me introduce you, former legislative councillor Wing-lok and Dr. Chiu Cheung-shing. Now, Dr. Chiu Cheung-shing, I'll go to you first because you've got an alliance. It's called the Anti-Flu Alliance. That means a group of doctors have gotten together to form this alliance to promote the flu shot.
Yes.
You want people to take the flu shot, even though the regular seasonal flu shot's been rolled into with the swine flu shot. Why do you want people to take it?
Yeah, basically the reason why we like people to take it is to say reduce the morbidity, that is the diseases that people can take, and also the complication arising from influenza. Last year we had 82 cases of swine flu death, and also around 1,000 say that arising from seasonal and related complications.
So 82 is really not that many compared to the regular seasonal flu. You had a higher death rate from the regular seasonal flu.
Fortunately, the swine flu last year was not that serious, but it's very, infectious. So that it's caused quite a lot of other disturbance other than death. They say other than the death, they can have complications such as pneumonia, hospitalization, and also there's quite a lot of children and adults preventing them from going to school and work, and also causing quite a lot of society anxiety.
So you do want people to take, you want everybody who should take the shots to take them this year. I'm going to go to Dr. Wing-lok. Wing-lok, you were formerly a legislative councillor representing the health medical sector in LegCo. Now, I don't know that you're a big fan of I think you're not a big fan of flu shots, but this year's flu shot, as I said, is just one shot. You take one shot and it includes the seasonal flu and the swine flu. But you know from last year's history that the majority of people didn't want to take the swine flu shot because they were afraid. Should they take it this year?
As a matter of fact, I'm adjusting my trust on the flu shot. I have been helping to promote it for more than 10 years now, but since what happened last year during the swine flu, the claim that this is a major catastrophe was very much exaggerated, and behind this exaggeration is the commercial interests of the pharmaceutical industry. Now you can see that loads of vaccines, swine flu vaccine, were produced but not used.
It all went to waste, right?
We went to the landfill.
Wasted a lot of money.
It will soon be went to landfill. Why? Now, I have traced the record. I've looked into the literature.
They're actually going to dump them in the landfills?
Yeah, they're going to dump them in landfill by the end of this year.
That's millions of dollars.
Yeah, that's about $200 million wasted, which is good enough to build 2 blocks of housing estate house. You know, good enough to create a lot of jobs.
But
why this waste?
People were afraid in the beginning. When swine flu hit Mexico, people were afraid.
Now, that should be confined to the very initial month. But shortly after the swine flu has emerged from Mexico into the United States, we know pretty well that this is not a major killer virus. This is just ordinary seasonal flu.
So what are you saying, that you don't think we need to take the shots?
Well, I believe that we have to query the pharmaceutical industry, who has been buying experts all over the world to speak for them, to create an artificial crisis so that people would be too afraid not to buy the pharmaceutical products.
Dr. Low, we do know that there is seasonal flu, and we do know that every year before swine flu hit, people would go and take a shot. Whether the pharmaceutical companies make money or not, it does offer protection, doesn't it?
Well, now the vaccine, even if it were taken, it is not that strongly effective. I like, say, the measles vaccine, which has been very effective, can, after taking 2 shots, give a person lifelong immunity. But the flu shot is an inactivated vaccine, and it has known throughout its history that it is not particularly effective, and that's why people has to take it every year. And the protection is not complete. Now, there is, of course,
still have
some
a risk
degree
of catching
yes,
flu.
still have a risk of catching the flu, and we have still to work out, is it really worth
the while?
When we calculate
Well, I'm
money.
going to put that question to Dr. Chiu.
Yes,
Dr. Chiu, you're like, as I said, you have got together with some other medical experts, and
Yes,
you've started an anti-flu alliance, which is to fight flu, and you want people to take the shots. Dr. Low raised a few points. Number one, the flu shot is not totally effective. You take it every year. And secondly, the more of these shots are produced and more people take it, the pharmaceutical companies are doing this to make profits. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I fully agree with you that the flu shot is one way of protecting us from influenza. Whether the company is making, say, great profit is not our major concern. Our concern is in human life. We want to cut down the morbidity and mortality. Even one case of death, I say that it costs quite a lot for us. So we don't expect 100% protective for any vaccine at all. But the more, say, protection, the better it is for us.
But I think what Dr. Low was also saying was that the pharmaceutical companies are hyping up the danger and the risk to make you scared, so then you will take the shot, like we saw during the swine flu outbreak, which turned out to be not that serious a flu, yet there was this hype in the beginning, this fear, and so they mass-produced a lot of this vaccine, and they made a lot of money, but the vaccine is now going to go into the dump, into the landfills.
Yeah, I mean, just like my life insurance every year, it's also go into the dump. But the fact is that it gives protection, which is invisible, which is more important for the population. Because after the SARS years, the people in Hong Kong are, say, very anxious and say, very easily being aroused. Especially they are worried about the flu vaccine complication. So that whenever there is any great outbreak, it can cause us not only the morbidity.
People are not afraid of the swine flu.
No, they
didn't
were,
want to take the shot.
They were afraid at the first time, but they were frightened by, say, some bad
after
news.
Effects from it.
Yeah. But the news at that time is because that the vaccine, when first produced, is not having enough data on the safety. But afterwards, all the
shots safer?
Yeah. Because after 1 year, there is over 350 million shots already given over the world.
Right.
And the safety record is already well proven.
Well, I'm going to ask Dr. Low here, is it safe? And the more important question here is, ordinarily people may take the swine flu shot, the seasonal flu shot, but now that it's been mixed together with the swine flu shot, they may not want to take it, even though they may have taken it if it was only the seasonal flu shot. And then they would have given the swine flu shot a miss if it was 2 separate shots. But now it's 1 shot. Is that going to make fewer people take it?
Yes, I would think so, because people's trust on these pharmaceutical products and on the claims of the experts and the pharmaceutical company is not as high as before. They have these doubts, and there are doubts that need to be answered. Like, I would like to ask Dr. Chiu whether your group is being sponsored by the vaccine manufacturer.
Yeah, personally, I have never been sponsored by any pharmaceutical company. I mean, for individuals, say that for the alliance, is sponsored by the Health magazine. It's a magazine, and whether the funding is that not the group of doctors who take care. So we are, say, interested only how to promote.
Your group is made up of doctors.
Yes, made up of doctors and pharmacists.
Where did the Health magazine get the money from to sponsor your magazine? Is not making too much money if there is not, say, advertisement.
So are you saying that the pharmaceutical companies are financing this anti-flu alliance?
Well, could be. I don't know. It is up to Dr. Chiu. to give an answer to the,
Is
to the
other
public.
pharmaceuticals?
Say that I understand that the health magazine, the organizer of the alliance, is financed by some commercial companies. I don't know how many number, but it might be. But the fact is that the group of doctors are not, say, involved in any monetary return. We are just interested in promoting the health of our population.
But if
whether there is, say, any...
So that if more people take the shots, then the pharmaceutical companies make more money,
Not
but none of
necessarily.
it goes back
No.
to you in kickbacks.
No, not necessarily, because there are quite a number of preparations of influenza. More people, they take the shot. More people are protected, and their lives are protected, and less people...
But that makes
go to
sense. I
hospital.
mean, more people are then protected from...
And less people go to the hospital. And so you can say that the government is making money by
that's
promoting.
only claims without the substantiation of actual figures. Now, but the 200 million worth of vaccine being dumped into the landfill, if put to better use, I'm sure it can save a few lives. So what?
So are you saying that we should not take the flu shot this year?
No, I say that we have to be wary of the claims by experts, wary of the claims by the pharmaceutical industry, and use our independent thinking. As a matter of fact, the top advisor advising the WHO, World Health Organization, has been shown to take money from the vaccine company.
But Dr. Loh, the Hong Kong government is promoting that we take the shots. The Center for Disease Control is saying that we should, health protection is saying we should take the shot.
No.
They don't get any
The
financial
situation
benefit
is
from
very,
the
very
pharmaceuticals.
difficult. It's very, very difficult. If for the gigantic pharmaceutical concern to buy all the experts of the world, give them research grant, give them traveling allowance, give them a stipend of various kind, now the world opinion will be all for taking the vaccine. Now, if you have this top expert all speaking for the vaccine, it will be very difficult for the government to resist the pressure of doing the same. So this is what is exactly happening in the world today.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pick that up with you, Dr.
Yes.
Chiu, in just a second. We'll go to a break first, and then I'm
Yes,
going to
certainly.
ask you whether anybody's benefiting from this. Don't go away. See you soon.